So, 2023 has been an amazing year for gaming, no matter which side of the fence you're standing on, be it blue, green, or red, being the Switch. The simple fact is, games have been coming out from all angles and have been doing amazing. The Game of the Year contenders this year are through the roof. We've got so many that it's hard to choose from. But that doesn't mean that there aren't some outliers, and Starfield for me is one of those outliers. Now, why am I mentioning Starfield? It's already out. Well, it's because we're looking at the way Game Pass finally found its stride, the development studios are finally going to sync, and these games that, have been coming for a number of years are finally starting to show fruit, and we are now starting to see the fruits of their labor. We've had two showcases now from Xbox, and both of them have been astounding. And with Starfield and Turn 10's Forza Motorsport ending the year on a high, one can only dare look to the future to see what is coming to Game Pass day one. Now, obviously, with Game Pass, we're looking at third-party deals as well, but for the sake of this video, we are going to look at the potential games that could be landing as Xbox first-party next year. Now, of course, there are some games from ABK merger as well, like the Call of Duty, that should be coming onto this, but as that hasn't gone through yet, we'll just say that those games are also expected to appear on here, but won't be covered in depth as the deal has not yet gone through as of the recording of this video. But, Starfield burst onto the scene in September, and it did phenomenally. Over 10 million players, over 1 million concurrent players. And Bethesda have said that this is the most successful game that they've ever released in terms of just how many people were playing it. The MPU for this was just astronomical. And for good reason. The game itself is amazing, from its building, crafting, outposting, storytelling, factions. The game is just phenomenal. It's my personal game of the year, and hopefully at the Game Awards we'll get to see that. But, say what you will about Starfield, it is a phenomenal game, one that will last the test of time, and with future content already in place, with Shattered Stars, and the talk of future content and support for up to 5 years, the future for Starfield is great. But then we turn our attention to a game that's coming out tomorrow, has already had success in early access, and we're looking at Turn 10's Forza Motorsport. This game looks groundbreakingly, insanely good. It's got photorealistic graphics, and honestly, the ray tracing makes the world of difference here. This game just looks just unreal, simple as that. But that pretty much closes up 2023, unless Microsoft has another surprise like a Hi-Fi Rush coming in December. Who knows? At this point, you can never tell. But Microsoft have finished strong end of 2023, which is what you want to see. But going into 2024, as we know, Phil Spencer wants to release at least 4 games throughout the year, 1 every quarter. This can potentially increase, and with the number of studios that they have, it likely will increase as time goes on, where you're going to get 2 every quarter, or maybe even 3 every quarter, because of the sheer number of studios Microsoft has. And let's just face it, the reality is they ain't done buying. So once the ABK merger goes through, they're probably going to be looking at other smaller studios to pick up, to add to that Game Pass catalog, to add to that first party catalog, to push out to gamers, making the Game Pass value just that bit better. So what games can we expect in 2024? Well, the first one we're going to look at is Asobo's Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Now, say what you will about this game, it is a sim, it is a flight sim. These games generally do pretty well for the market that they're aiming at. It's not for everyone, but this is almost like a bi-yearly release for Microsoft, and it's held the test of time. Asobo has been doing a fantastic job with these games, and each rendition of this game has been getting better and better. And with the addition of downloadable content with different sorts of planes like the Halo Pelican or the Dune ship, it just adds to the value of what this simulation is. And for those of you that like to fly around in real time around the globe to visit places that you haven't been to, this is the game for you. Well, sim for you, as they should say. Next on the table is Playground Games. Now that they're done with Forza Horizon, not the Motorsport, but Horizon, they have moved on to Fable. We've seen the trailer that was released earlier this year, but we haven't heard anything else about this. Now, we didn't really get to see much in-game, and though there was a few, like a couple of seconds here and there in the trailer to show some in-game graphics, I'm going to be a little bit skeptical and wait until we actually see in-game graphics. But regardless of what you say, Fable is a staple within Xbox's catalog. It was great during the Xbox One, the original OG Xbox days. You can even play that version now with 120 FPS with, Xbox boosted. So that's really cool. So for those of you that kind of want to go back and check that out, you can. You've got Fable 2 as well. And I believe you've got Fable Legends. I can't remember if they actually made it out or not. But despite the controversy on the way the character looks and people trying to downplay the amazingness that will be Fable, and if it does manage to hit all the notes that made the original so good, we could be looking at potentially another Game of the Year contender 1 year later. So that is something that is going to be kind of, let's wait and see what it's like. Hopefully early next year we'll get to see more of this. We are expecting Fable to come out towards the fourth quarter of 2024. Hopefully it will make that deadline, but I can also see it slipping into 2025. But let's just see. 2024 fourth quarter is when I expect to see Fable. Right, so a really weird one was shown in the Xbox showcase called South of Midnight. South of Midnight is a spellbinding third-person action adventure game set in the American Deep South. Now, we don't really know much about this other than the fact that you need to learn an ancient weaving power. With that, you'll get to explore the Deep South mythos and confront mysterious creatures in this folktale from modern times. Now, graphically, it takes on a kind of really low frame rate style art style, kind of clay looking. It's weird, I'll give it that, but at the same time we just don't know enough about this game to be able to judge it or to say what it is, because we've actually seen no gameplay of this. It's in the list because I can see this coming out anywhere between the first and second quarter. It did have a kind of 2024 target, and honestly it's going to be day one on Game Pass, so I'll definitely be checking it out. The actual concept of it looked interesting, fighting giant monsters using, weaving magic to be able to overcome your adversaries. Who knows? This could be a sleeper hit for all we know. I'm looking forward to it. What about you? This next one doesn't need any real introduction. Clockwork Revolution is a time-bending steampunk first-person RPG. Those keen-eyed looking at this will probably get that BioShock vibe. And you wouldn't be at fault for thinking this either, because it does really pull from that BioShock kind of aesthetic feel, and it kind of capitalizes on it, making it its own thing. Now, it says after stumbling across an incredible invention that allows you to travel into the past, you discover the city you call home. The vibrant, steam-powered metropolis of Avalon has been carefully crafted through the alteration of historical events. By traveling back to key moments, your interactions and choices will have a butterfly effect on the deep narrative-driven world and characters of Avalon, causing them to change and react in unprecedented ways. Now, to me, this sounds extremely exciting. I love time travel. I know it's never done right, so I'm really hoping that this is done right. The fact that it's first person, I think, really suits this. It's an RPG, which is great. It's going to appeal to so many players. And the fact that it has that BioShock kind of vibe feel to it is definitely going to attract more people. Are you excited for Clockwork Revolution? Is this a game that excites you? Are you interested in it? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, the next one needs no introduction at all. Obsidian Games are returning to their roots, and despite the fact that the first trailer looked, really dark, and it was a teaser to be fair, there was no real gameplay outside of him just drawing something. We finally get some gameplay, and we finally see the aesthetics. Now, there has been a bit of controversy regarding this on how they've kind of downgraded the graphics to what we saw previously. But regardless, the simple fact is Obsidian are one of those companies that I personally trust. They don't really fail. And with this game, I'm expecting the same level of quality that they have shown in their previous games like Fallout Vegas. The simple fact is, they are really good at the games that they specialize in, and Avowed is definitely within their wheelhouse. From weaving magic to swinging swords of steel, using your shields, this game looks and sounds amazing, and hopefully Avowed will live up to the hype and will live up to the expectations that we have set for Obsidian games, and this is another game that will be delivered and match the high levels of expectation we have of Obsidian games. Now finally, we touch on the final game that I can see coming in 2024, and that is Ninja Theory's Hellblade 2. Now if you haven't played the first one, you absolutely should. It's available on backwards compatibility on the Xbox Series X, and it actually is boosted as well, so you can actually play it at 60 FPS in performance mode, so it has been improved. The game is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal, and I highly recommend you go check it out. The visuals in this game for Hellblade 2 look absolutely just mind-blowing, and you can see Ninja Theory, though they've taken their sweet time to try and get this game to where it is, that time has been well utilized, and unlike BioWare, who took 7 years and did absolutely nothing with Anthem, you can clearly see here Ninja Theory has utilized every bit of time that they have to make this game look, sound, and feel as good as it possibly can. And hopefully the game delivers in the bucket load, because I, for one, am all over Hellblade. This game, for me, will be early access if there is a version of early access. I know I shouldn't say that because we shouldn't be encouraging that, but there's a few games out there that I just want to get my hands on straight away. Avowed is one of them, Fable. Hellblade is at the top of that list for me. So hopefully this game does live up to my expectations, it'll live up to your expectations, and hopefully Ninja Theory can do this sequel proud, because the first one was just, you know, mind-blowingly phenomenal. Now there is some honorary mentions with the ABK deal going through. Of course we should be expecting, you know, a yearly Call of Duty, or maybe that's going to change now that Microsoft potentially are going to buy them. But this also does give rise to other games around Activision, their IPs, that could be coming into the fray. I don't think we'll see a StarCraft in 2024, but there are other games that could enter the fray and bolster the release of Game Pass from 1 game a quarter to maybe 2 or 3 games a quarter. That on its own instantly makes Game Pass and Xbox the best place to be gaming. There is not a better deal out there. When you're looking to the future and seeing all these amazing games that are coming to Game Pass day one, and for a nominal fee of $10.99 a month or $11.99 a month, show me a service that can provide you with this level of gaming anywhere else. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Starfield and Forza Motorsport ending 2023, crashing into 2024 with the potential games of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, Fable, South of Midnight, Clockwork Revolution, Avowed, Hellblade 2, and even more coming from ABK. The future for Xbox is bright, the future for Xbox is amazing, and with games like this, the tides of Xbox being third indefinitely are surely going to change. Because if these sort of games do not attract people, I don't know what will. As Satya Nadella said, you want competition? Well, let us compete. And now Microsoft is in full force competing with everyone. Right folks, that's the video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Remain legend.